Hello everyone, my name is Elena Shvab and I'm a head designer based in London. Welcome to my studio and to this tutorial. Today we're going to talk about headbands and I'm going to show you a really cool technique of how to decorate your headbands, how to make them looking bespoke designer pieces, how to make them stunning and beautiful and stand out from any other decorations and headbands that out there. So today we're going to make a bespoke piece, and first I'm going to show you some examples of headbands, and we're going to talk about what's so amazing about headbands, because it is really great accessory which has a lot of benefits. It's not just practical accessory, it's also very beautiful, and vice versa, not just beautiful but very practical. And it suits for so many different occasions, for casual wear, for sports even. It suits for weddings and afternoon teas and for anything else, any other event that you would like to attend. Headbands is a must-have accessory this season. So hello again. Thank you for everyone who's joining us today. My name is Elena Shvab and I'm a head designer based in London. I'm happy to welcome you today. And we're going to start, but just a few words. Everyone who is new to this channel, I would encourage you to subscribe. It will help this channel a lot for other people and other audience to find this tutorial and learn new skills and techniques in hat making, millinery, and just in general arts and crafts. And you're also welcome to become a member for this channel so that you can learn even more detailed videos that as a member, you get access to those videos to learn hat making in detail with me. Or you can become a contributor, and this is going to be an enormous help for me and this channel to create these free videos for everyone and for you to create a wonderful content and to share the art of millinery with everyone who wishes to learn. So thank you for considering that, and I appreciate your support and help. And we're gonna start today learning about headbands. So let me show you some examples that is available in my studio about headbands. We're gonna start with some casual wear, mostly headbands, like the one that I'm wearing, or this one, they're all called Grace headbands because they're from the same collection. It's the same style headband. It's padded, so it's kind of soft. It has a volume which helps, if you have a small and tiny face like I do, it helps to create volume. And personally, I feel more confident and more comfortable with headbands because I don't like my teeny tiny face. And that just gives volume without making any hairstyles or without putting hair up. And this is another padded headband. It's a bit thicker. And the difference this and this is that for this headband, I just used a ready made headband. This is any headband that you can purchase from any millinery supplier, from any craft store. It's just padded headband covered with velvet, really lovely soft fabric. And you're just gonna cover it with fabric and with Petersham ribbon. This is, by the way, a new tutorial I'm working on right now, teaching you how to create these stunning headbands. It's very easy. But it still requires some steps to follow. So I hope that this tutorial is going to be out in a month or so. So I'm filming it right now, and then I'm going to edit, and then it's going to appear on my website that you can purchase it separately, or it will be part of my membership program. And for those who signed up for my membership program, you will get access to that amazing workshop, how to cover headbands with fabric. And it's not just fabric, you can combine fabrics together, like this one, for example. This is velvet and a lovely metallic netting, two fabrics that I combined together to create this really lovely effect. So you know, these little things make headbands really unique because you can't find them anywhere, in any store, in any shop. You can create your own headbands using different fabrics that you find in the in shops. Like for example, I went to buy, or how the whole collection started of these headbands. I went to buy this fabric for my Emily boat order hat, and instead of buying just the fabric, I decided to buy half of the store, beautiful fabrics, because I fell in love. I mean, look at that. This is absolutely stunning. This is the latest one. I just love it. This headband as well, and combination of these two fabrics. So you see, you can get inspired by creating your own headbands by going to the local fabric shop and finding some unique, beautiful fabrics, vintage fabrics or new fabrics. It's up to you, or some fabrics that you have at home and you have no idea what to do with them. You can use them for making headbands. So this is a little bit about casual wear headbands. You can wear them with your hair down, or you can, you know, create some hairstyle and put your hair up, or gentle curls. I mean, whatever you like. That's the beauty of headbands, that you really don't have to think about what kind of hairstyle you're gonna you have to do for any event, or just for casual wear. You just put the headband on and you're ready to go. Isn't it fantastic? It's just absolutely beautiful. So the casual wear headbands, we're going to come back to them now. I just want to show you some other types of headbands. This one, for example, is part of my bridal collection. It's made with a buckram base that you block separately. And then I found this, again, inspiration came from the fabric. I found this amazing organza pleated fabric. If you could see, it's quite unusual. You can find organza everywhere, but this one is quite unique. So you create some I don't know, you manipulate the fabric. So I folded it a little bit so it looks quite you know, like this a dessert pavlova in a way. It's like my associations about that, because it's so soft and airy, and this fabric is so light, and it's quite beautiful. So let me show you how it looks like on the hat. So the elastic goes underneath your hair, something like, oh, okay. So ideally you need to put the comb underneath the headband so it feels secured. And again, you see, it's quite effortless. Just a headband, and my look changed. A bit volume up, and it looks absolutely stunning. I don't need to think through about what kind of hairstyle I need. Just like that, easy. The next one is, I quite like this as well. Also very easy to make. A veil, and this is a bow with metallic foil on top. It's one of my favorite techniques that I like to work with, applying metallic foils on straws or felts. And it looks quite lovely, quite playful, and quite glamorous. It also has some what they called you know, sparkly what are they called, you know, sparkles on the veil that you attach with a little bit of glue, or there's a special tool with hot fix it's called. So you can apply on the veil, so it gives additional sparkle. Or this is one of my favorite, again with metallic foil on top, on the fabric, and then twist it in order to create this kind of design, a little bit of veil. And the best part about this headband, or any other headband with the veil, that like for example, this is a bridal piece, but it also works for any special occasion. At the beginning of the event, you can use the veil. It's all glamorous, all mystique and beautiful. By the end of the event, when the party starts, you can put the veil up. It also creates a little bit of volume, and voila, it's absolutely different look, but it's just the same headband, but the style is different. So I would say it's like a transformative headband, which is also quite interesting. And this is another. This is called Firebird, also with a veil and this striking gold decor. This is something very similar to what we're going to learn making today. Not exactly the same, but something different. But we're going to use the felt, because this is felt with metallic foil on top. And this is the technique that I've been just telling about, an example of the previous headbands. And again, you always can lift the veil up and voila, it changes the look completely. Isn't it lovely? So, and the last one, it's one of my favorite ones. It just favorite because it's a lot of work of creating all of these petals, and they're created separately. So I think it's about 100 and something or 200 of those petals created by hand. But I still love it because, you know, it's a really beautiful piece, and you can always put the veil up, which also creates a little bit of volume. It looks absolutely stunning, very unique, and obviously this style is for some special occasion, bridal, weddings, in different color. It could be for anything else, for any other special occasion that you are planning to go to. So this is a little bit about different headbands, and now we are approaching to, I think, the most important and exciting part of actual making things. And I'm going to show you an example of this piece. I do have a tutorial about how to make this. It's a video tutorial. No talkies, just making. But now I would like to explain step by step how I create these decorations, and you know what involves in the making of this piece. What also amazing is that you can attach it to any headband. You attach a little, you know, the magnetic clips. Put one here, and so you can have a headband separately, and then you can have it with the decorations for special occasions, because this does require some occasion to go with the flowers, or afternoon tea also could work. But for example, working in the studio, I prefer plain headbands like that. It's very practical. And very stylish at the same time. And thank you everyone who commented on my headbands during all the tutorials. I'm really flattered that you like them. And yes, I do change them from time to time. I've been wearing the blue one, depending what I wear, if there's something blue, or the turquoise one. And I think I will be wearing this one as well. This is the latest one that I've created. And this is the one that we're gonna play with today. And so in the description of the video, I already listed the materials that we will need. So if you decide to create decoration based on this tutorial, you can follow the you know, the description of my video with all the materials that you will require. Those very basic materials. You don't need a lot. Just, you know, we're gonna need felt, even little offcuts pieces of felt. We're gonna need veil if you decide to use veil, but not, you know, it's not necessarily important. We're definitely gonna need fabric. Well, fabric is the most important. Felt, fabric, and the third important ingredient is BondaWeb, this amazing fabric. I love this fabric. I couldn't live without this fabric. This is BondaWeb. It's sort of like fabric glue that fuses both fabrics together. So without this technique is quite impossible. And we're gonna need some templates. Templates you can create your own. You can download them from internet. You can draw your own templates, or you can just, you know, cut amorphic shapes, whatever you're comfortable with. There's no strict rules on how the shape's supposed to look like. It's mostly design feature, which is up to you. I also wanted to show you different headbands. This is a plastic headband. So I don't really know what it should be used for. I do have it, never use it, but it does exist. It's plastic, so you can cover it like with the fabric or something like that. This is a satin covered headbands, all of these, and these are the ones that I work with because it's quite easy to stitch through the fabric, very convenient. And then you can decorate with the veils or, you know, whatever you want to. And well, for example, this one is sitting on the satin covered headband like this one. So it was quite easy to stitch through. You also have to think about it, how you're going to attach the decorations on the headband, because if it's just plastic, you can't really stitch through. Well, you have to make holes in it, which is, you know, you have to drill through. So you have to make your life easy. So either headband with satin fabric, or you can use one of my favorites now, padded headbands that I'm using for creating all my headbands from the current collection. Or you can create one, and this part is going to be in my tutorial that I'm working on right now and filming right now. So I'm going to show different ways of how you can create your own bespoke padded headband, because sometimes you want something wider, you want something taller, something you can't really find in the shops. So you can always learn the new skill and new technique, how you can create your new headband. And this tutorial is going to be available in about 2-3 weeks on my membership channel. So do subscribe so you can enjoy this tutorial, or you can always purchase it separately on my website. So now let's move on to how to create different decorations for this headband. And we'll start with creating the covering the felt with the fabric. So let me show you this. You see at the back it's felt. It helps for the fabric to become a bit stiffer and easier to steam later. I'm rushing, but jumping a few steps ahead, but felt is quite important. And it also has to be stiffened felt. If it's not stiffened, it's not going to work. So you have to stiffen the felt. What means stiffened? It's quite, it has a stiffener in it, and it's quite stiff, so you can feel it. It's quite stiff. If it's soft, it's not going to work. So first of all, I need to flatten the fabric, the felt. And for this, I need my friend, my steamer. I honestly don't know what I would do without the steamer. The iron steamer is my best friend. So I need to flatten the fabric first, the felt. It's quite important. Okay, and so this is the way I keep the felts. I roll them, and it helps to, well, first of all, it just it takes less space, and because I do have quite a lot of these from different projects, I don't throw anything out. I keep that. So I roll it and I place it in the box, so it saves the space, and then it just takes a second to flatten the fabric, which is, you know, quite easy to do. Now we need this fabulous fabric, which is called BondaWeb. I really love it. And there's so many different amazing things you can create just with this fabric. And I had a tutorial today with my student, and I showed her how to use BondaWeb to create decorations, and she was absolutely amazed. So we've been creating this little pom-pom using satin fabrics and silver netting, exactly same way as I'm going to do it today. So you can try bonding different layers of fabrics. Some of them do work together, some of them don't. It very much depends on the fabric, and I still don't know why, because it works with natural and synthetic fabrics, but not with all of them. So always worth just trying a little sample before you try to work out on the whole piece of fabric. And so we need baking paper, because BondaWeb is going to stick to everything it touches. So consider it's a glue. So obviously we need baking paper to protect my ironing surface. And then on top, I'm going to place my new favorite fabric. It's really amazing. I mean, it has so many different shades of blue, purple, gold, and other colors. So it just makes it really rich, beautiful. And the best thing is that it works with so many different colors. So it's easy to color match it to quite a lot of different fabrics and quite a lot of different outfits for your clients or for you, depending who you're making hats for. And I am covering with baking paper on top to protect my iron and the fabric from burning, because it's a synthetic fabrics and there's a latex thread in it, so it might easily burn. And I'm going to use a little bit of steam. So now this step is where you can't rush. You have to give it some time for, I'm just going to cut the extra because it's going to stick to my iron and I don't want this to happen. So you have to give it some time for the BondaWeb to melt. So, and this fabric, it's quite thick, so it's going to take a little bit longer than usual. So for example, if you work with organza, it's just like really fast. But this will take some time, and you want to take some time. You don't want to rush. You want to make sure that you are doing a proper job, because if BondaWeb does not melt perfectly well, the layers will start, unsticking. What's the other word for that? So you have to be very, very, very careful. So I'm just pressing with the iron. You have to press because that helps for the layers to bond. Okay. And I'm gonna wait until material cools down a little bit, just to see if it worked. Okay, I think I need a little bit more. It's starting, but I need to give it a little bit more time. I'm just gonna use a different baking paper, and it's a very thick fabric, so I'm gonna give it some time. In the meantime, if you have any questions, please do ask. As usual, live sessions, they are best because I can answer the questions, I can give you advice, or anything that is possible in during live session. I just want to mention as well, while I'm ironing, that the materials that I'm using, most of the materials like felt and veiling, are from a supplier, UK supplier, the trimming company. This is a supplier that I'm using all the time, buying my materials, and I have a 10% discount for all of you to use with code Elena. So if you go to the website and you buy your materials, at the checkout you use the code Elena and you get 10% as a generous support from the supplier that I'm happy to share with you. So the link is in the bio description. So if you go into the description of this video, you can follow the link, and you can find felts, straws, veiling, any millinery materials that you would like to work with. We have a lovely, amazing selection of good quality fabrics, not fabrics, materials, and a great selection of everything that you need for your projects. So let's check now. Okay, it's getting better. Look at that. You see, you let it cool down a little bit, and I still need to iron a little bit more. So some parts have attached, but some parts are still the BondaWeb have not melted, so I need to iron a little bit more. And yeah, so this part is, so I need to give it a little bit more time. This is the most time consuming part because the fabric is thick, so you have to give it some time. And so hello everyone who's joining. And so we have a comment. Hi Elena, can you mention the name of the white fabric again? BondaWeb. It's BondaWeb. It's also called as a fusing fabric, depending on the store, depending on the country, they call it differently. Try Google BondaWeb. It's also the name I mentioned in the description of the video. So all the materials I'm using today, they are in description of the video. You can buy this fabric in any fabric store. So it's not really millinery material. It's just, you know, materials that are used, materials that is used in the tailoring. And there's some materials that are with the glue layer to make fabric thicker. This is not the one. This one is just a dry glue, very thin fabric. You can buy in a roll, or you can buy it attached to a paper. So whatever you can find, it's the same. Just some sell it as a roll, which I personally prefer. But if you want precise details, then you would like a BondaWeb on the paper. It's just easier to use for precise details, like, you know, you want to cut a flower or a little hard, because with the roll it's quite hard to make a precise structure. Okay, so just like really pressing the fabric, really working out the muscle. This could be also quite a little bit annoying process because it takes so much time, and I'm quite an impatient person. But if you don't have patience, there's nothing for you to do in millinery, because most of the things, they do require a lot of time. Unfortunately, that's true. So I'm just gonna cut that piece so I can just move the rest of the fabric, so I have more space here. And okay, so let's see. See, this part, it's really brilliant. I still need to iron a little bit this part, you see. It needs a little bit more heat. So I'm just gonna give it a little bit, maybe I'll just turn the heat on. So if you have any other questions, please do ask. And I do hope you enjoy this tutorial so far. We're getting closer to the most interesting part of actually making. But you have to create, you have to prepare the decorations, you have to prepare the materials, you have to, you know, spend the time for that as well. And it's quite important, the preparation, so that they are made properly and correctly. Because if something is made incorrectly, like for example, BondaWeb does not stick, with time you'll see that, you know, it's gonna start peeling off, and that's not a good result. So that looks lovely. So I'm just checking, maybe a little bit more here, but I'm just going to focus on this side. And this side, you can check it. You see, it's attached really well. So I'm trying to peel it off. It doesn't come off. So it means that we did a good job. So I'm turning it to this side. And now there's a creative moment when you decide what exactly you want to make. You want to make a flower. You want to make a leaf. You want to make a petal. You want to make a circle. You want to, I mean, whatever you want to do. I want to improvise a little bit and create something different. I'm going to use this circle, and we'll see where the circle will lead us. So right now I'm showing you the technique that you can use and implement for many different decorations. All you need is a fabric, a quite unique fabric with a felt that makes it stronger, and that you can steam and shape during the second part of our tutorial. You need a template or a shape in your mind, what you want to create. That's basically it. And a desire and love to what you make, you know, that passion. So I think I'm gonna make 2 circles. Okay, gonna make 2 circles, and I'm gonna make one leaf. I think that would be enough for a sample. Again, it can be any shape, any size, depending on how big or small you want your decoration to be. And now what we're gonna need is to trim it, cut it. Okay, just try to make it as neat and straight as possible. Try to make long cuts. Okay, so we have a circle to begin with, and we'll see what we can do with it. I'm quite excited myself. So right now I'm just trying something new together with all of you. So I do hope whatever I have in my mind will work. Well, if not, well, then I would have to start all over. But I'm sure it will work somehow. We'll see. Okay, second and third leaf. Okay. And of course, these fabrics could be anything you find, anything you like, absolutely anything at all, as long as it's working well with the BondaWeb. Some of the fabrics that I used to work with, they didn't work, and I had no idea why. Some fabrics work perfectly well. So the only way to know is just to try. Okay, I'm just gonna move this side. Okay, so the next important thing that we have to do is steaming. And steaming is possible because we have stiffened felt on this side. It would not work if we worked with just a fabric. So that's why we actually needed a felt. That's why I bonded these 2 layers together. And also I tried to find similar color felt so it doesn't look too odd if it's like black or, you know, fuchsia. I mean, fuchsia would work, but this will blend into the design and will look absolutely perfectly natural. So I'm turning to the side of the felt because I don't want to overheat the fabric. So we're going to start with the felt, and I'm going to give it a really, really, really good steam. Steam softens the felt, and that's how I can manipulate it. While the felt is soft, it takes about like 15-20 seconds. After that, the fabric cools down and it becomes quite stiff again, and then we would have to steam it over and over and over again. Okay, so you can repeat this step as many times as you want. So because the fabric is quite thick, felt is quite thick, it takes some time to soften it, and then I have 15-20 seconds while the felt is still soft to, you know, manipulate and shape it. So sort of like I'm using my hands as a mold. So these are my blocking tools, my hands, which is quite convenient because you know, I can manipulate the way I want. And voila, we have a little leaf that we could, you know, we can place anywhere. And because the felt is same color, so it looks quite natural, the decorations and the felt inside. And now let's try and play with the circle and see what we can do with it. And all you have to do is just, you know, use your hands and press the felt in order to create a shape. So it's up to you, to your imagination, how you would like to do that. But you do have to stiffen the felt really, really well. So what I'm going to try to do, I'm folding it in half, and then I'm folding again in half. And I created these kind of sort of like decorations. So it has a little bit fabric here, it has a little bit fabric here. It looks interesting, and I'm just gonna use a pin to secure. Okay, and I'm gonna do the same with the second one. So I'm giving a really good steam. Okay, and again in the middle, and then again half, and then you can just, while it's still warm, you can shape these parts as well by holding them a little bit until they cool down. And when the fabric cools down, it sort of like molds into shape, and you can just let it go and it will stay like that. Then I'm going to put another pin. So what do we have? We have two decorations like that. So it's quite simple decorations, but when you put them together, that already looks quite interesting. And you create quite a few of those and different sizes and place them around the headband. So let me just get it always helps when you put the headband on the mannequin, and also we need some pins, tailor pins, and we can just, you know, attach it on the headband. And you see, because it's padded headband, it's quite easy to you know, to place the pins inside. Okay, so that goes in there, and then you decide how you would like to place the leaf. I might just steam it a little bit to give it a little bit of change the shape a little bit. Okay, and so something like that, so it just goes naturally on the headband. So it's quite useful when you have a headband and you steam and place immediately, so it's easy to decide how exactly you want to steam, how exactly you want to shape, how you're going to position it. So let me try it on and see how it looks. Well, that's quite interesting. What do you think? Well, let me know what you think, your thoughts. Shall we just move it down here or on the other side? I think it's quite nice when you have something that goes up. It creates even more volume. And what I really love is when you don't have anything straight, you all have something, you know, amorphic, because it creates dynamic. It's like, you know, your headband is a living creature. It moves together with you. So it just becomes so organic, like part of nature, which looks very natural and very beautiful. And, you know, because I created this headband myself, and there's a Y inside, so I can just, you know, manipulate it, making it a bit tighter, so it's more comfortable for me to wear. And what I can also suggest, we can add a little bit of veiling, you know, touch of some tenderness. I love veils, and, you know, a touch of something light and beautiful is always a good combination with the rest of the design. So I would like to, you know, maybe a little bit here, teeny tiny, not too much. So I would, I mean, also if you have little leftovers, you know, little scraps of veiling left from previous project, that would work perfectly well. So never throw anything. You can always reuse it for new projects. But because I don't have it, so I'm just going to cut just a little bit of the veiling, and we're gonna attach it to our decoration. I'm also gonna cut this, because I don't like that too thick and they look too different from the rest of the veiling. So I would like some soft edges. So I'm just gonna cut through this little squares right here. Nice and beautiful. And we're gonna need a matching thread with the headband, not with the veil. And just to remind you about a generous offer from the trimming company, a millinery supply. That's the shop where I buy all my materials. I'm very happy with their quality, and they're offering all of you, my followers, a 10% discount when you shop with the code Elena at the checkout. So after you've finished your shopping at the checkout, there's a place where you enter your code Elena and you get 10% discount and you enjoy it for your amazing projects. So the link to the website is in the description. It's a UK-based millinery supplier, but they do ship worldwide, so it doesn't matter where you live. And they have a wide, amazing collection of different materials. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna stitch through all these little squares. And this is how I'm gonna, yeah, it is quite time consuming. There's nothing you can do about it, but it's the neatest way of securing the edge of the veil. Yeah, I'm just gonna see, I'm just stitching through these little squares. And yeah, it's best to waste your time on that, but believe me, the results are so much better rather than you just, you know, folding the edge of the veil and this, like you end up with the bulk of the fabric. And this way it's quite soft edge, and that's why I cut right next to the squares. Okay, yep. And now I'm going through and securing by stitching. So you can create as many little veils as you like. It's all very much depends on your design and what occasion you're going, like for wedding, for example, or for birthday party. So very much depends on you, how you know, how much veil you want to add and how tall, because they can be tall, they can be shorter. It's absolutely up to you. And then you can, you know, I can just add it right there, and it creates a little bit of volume. Or I can add it somewhere here or here. And let me see. I can't. So you can place your veil, either you can create a few of those and you can place them one here, one here, one here, or you can just create one, and, you know, I might just put it, no, I don't want it at the front, I want it at the back. Yes. How about that? How do you like that? So I would like place it at the back, and then we can secure the veil through the felt, so it doesn't go like that, but it stands up. So that means that we have to attach veil here, like one veil here, one veil here, so it's attached to the felt, so it just goes up rather than going at the back like that. But first we need to start stitching our headband and the decorations with the matching thread. And hello, this looks quite interesting. I'll try to create something similar. Well, I do hope that you will enjoy creating and the process of making. Easy steps, and it really looks amazing, especially if you have a very, if you have, for example, an outfit and you have some extra fabric of the same outfit, you can create your own amazing headband. And even if you don't cover the whole headband with the same fabric, you can use padded basic headband and just add these little decorations with the magic fabric of your outfit, and it already looks like, you know, whole style, beautiful bespoke piece that you have made yourself. And believe me, that feels really, really good. And especially with someone who say, oh, where this headband comes from, and you say, well, I made it. And it's like, oh, really? It's like, yes, I made it. It feels really good. So I'm gonna need my thimble, And I'm gonna start stitching the first piece. We start stitching inside so that we hide the knot and make it look very neat and accurate. And I'm just gonna secure, you know, two ends together because I want them to stick. I don't want them to stick out. I want them to be quite secured. So I'm stitching through the felt, and then when I'm finished, I'm just gonna go back, I'm gonna go into the loop, and yeah, so now these two parts, they are secured together. Okay, and gonna need another thread, and again, in the meantime, if you have any questions, please do ask. While we still have the live tutorial, I can reply on the questions, and you know, any suggestions about future videos and tutorials, I would love to hear from you. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna secure this one to the headband. So again, I'm starting from the inside to hide the knot, and you do need a thimble because it's quite thick fabric. And okay, let me just move this away. So I'm holding this here, and then I'm stitching inside. And because it's a padded headband, I mean, it's so easy to go through. Okay, and secure the decoration. But what's also important is not to overstretch the thread, so you don't end up with this you know, like little bumps right there, because everything has to look natural. And then again, I'm going through the headband into the decoration. It's a bit tricky because it's quite thick fabric. So you need to position your headband so it's comfortable for you to stitch. And yeah, and then again, I'm going underneath. So first underneath and through. See, underneath the into the padded headband, through, and we're coming out on the other side, stretching a little bit. And again, now I'm going through the same place where the thread came out inside. So that makes it quite an invisible stitch. And I'm gonna go again into the padded headband. Here we are. It's quite convenient that it's padded. That's why I'm saying it's best to use a satin covered headband or padded headband, because you can stitch through the fabric. If you're using just plastic, I mean, what are you going to do? Glue it, and then it's not going to look nice because you can see the glue, and it just, I mean, if you're okay with that, it's fine, but stitching is always a better result, more you know, accurate and neat. And again, it's important not to overstretch the thread. And when you finish, when it's quite secured, yeah, you can do the double knot, which helps to create a safe, okay, and my thread just broke. Okay. It happens a lot. And I'm just going to need to make double knot to secure the thread. And so I'm not going to stitch all of them, but I just want to show you an idea of how to do that. I think it's pretty much straightforward. I hope so. And because it's a padded headband, as I said, it's quite easy to stitch through. What you have to be careful is not to stretch the thread too much, because otherwise it might you might see the little you know, bumps, not bumps, but you know, little areas that are overstretched. So that is, looks nice. And then I'm gonna attach the veil right here in between these two decorations. Yeah, and I can just move the veiling around like this and make one stitch here and one stitch here, or like one stitch next to the one of the decorations, and then we're gonna place that little leaf somewhere underneath there, and then we're gonna stitch with a thread here as well. Again, nice and neat stitches. And let's see. Ta-da! I think I quite like it. And you see, I never done this before, like these decorations in felt. And I think in just few simple steps, we created something really unique. And what we had to do is just to steam the material, give it a little bit of shape, and attach it to the headband, see how it looks. And you remember we re-steamed this, because the way I steamed it the very first time, it was too straight, I would say. It was too, you know, it didn't follow the headband. But then we steamed it again, we gave it like more amorphic shape, and now it sits on the headband perfectly, you know, 1, 2, 3, and then it goes up. And then you can create a bigger leaves, a bigger shapes like that, and you can imagine that they can go a bit higher, which could, you know, it could be really fun. And then you can create a second one and place it here. So or you can create even more, so duplicate all this part and stitch it on the other side, so you have a symmetry. It just, you know, you have to start, you have to give it a go, then you understand the logic of how it's done, and then you can't stop making this really beautiful, amazing things. And so all we had to do as well, fabric, any fabric that you like, felt, never throw anything, never throw any pieces of felt. This is a leftover from one of my projects. I kept it, I think, for quite some time. I didn't give up on it, and now you see it's part of this amazing project. We need BondaWeb. It's amazing material that works with so many fabrics. We put all together, and then we steam it. Oh no, we create a shape. We choose whatever shapes we decide to create. And I mean, you can come up with different ideas and bigger leaves, or little flowers, petals for the flowers as well, a bigger petals, smaller petals. But you just cut it from you know, carton boxes like cereals and stuff. It's quite, you know, stiff and will serve for quite some time, and then you can just use it for your decorations, and we can come up with a very bespoke and beautiful headbands of your own making that you can wear to any special occasion, and you will look fantastic. You will look absolutely beautiful. So let me do you stiffen the felt yourself? Yes, I do stiffen the felt myself. I do have a tutorials on how to stiffen the felt. It's in one of the tutorials. It's free. You can have a look how I stiffen with a water-based stiffener. And very, very easy. If you just go to my YouTube channel and find how to stiffen felt through my videos, you can find it. I also have a tutorial. It's a part of my membership program, how to make a felt pillbox hat. So in that tutorial, I'll give more details about how to stiffen the felt. I show step-by-step process of stiffening. It works also for straws. And yeah, it's very easy. And then you let it dry. And when the fabric is dry, then you can manipulate it easily with the steam. Thank you so much for your wonderful comments. I love your hair, beautiful. Thank you so much. I do hope you enjoyed. If you have any few last questions, please do type them here so we can discuss, because the tutorial is coming to the end. And I just want to I want to say a few things. That if you love this channel, if you're first time on this channel, or you watch this channel but you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. It will help my channel a lot. It will also help for other people to find these tutorials and learn the skill of millinery. You can also choose to support my channel by becoming a contributor, and it will allow me a possibility of creating more free content, a better content for you and for everybody who would like to learn. Or you can become a member and you will get access to members only video tutorials where I go more deeper into details of hat making, and I teach bespoke millinery. A lot of tutorials for those who would love to learn more about hat making, blocking hats, straws, blocking felt hats. I'm working on a new tutorial how to make these very headbands, how to cover them with the fabric, how to cover pill boxes with the fabric, and these tutorials will be available very soon as part of my membership, or you would be able to buy them separately on my website. All the details about how to join or become to join the membership or become a contributor is in the details of this video tutorial. Also, you will find there all the materials that I needed to create this beautiful headband, and also enjoy 10% discount from the trimming company, a milliner supplier from the UK, where I purchased my materials. And this felt and the veiling is from the trimming company. And if you have any questions, do feel free to ask any comments, and I will come back to you as soon as possible. Any suggestions for the future tutorials, I would be happy to hear. And thank you so much for all your comments, all your feedback, and for joining me today. And I hope you enjoyed. And if you make this beautiful piece, please do share your images on my social media, Instagram at Elena Shvab Millinery. You can find me on Facebook or Instagram, and I would love to see your creations, and I would be happy to share it with my social media. So for today, this is it. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Please do also subscribe and hit this follow button so that you can get the notifications about the future live tutorials or any tutorial that will be uploaded on my YouTube channel. Thank you. I'm wishing you the rest of the wonderful week and a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.